There. Is it on?
I think so, yes. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Alfredo Quiroz. This is Collective Frequency, by the way. Good afternoon, Collective Frequency. Yeah, I am an artist. I make jeans and backpacks and kimonos and a bunch of other stuff out of upcycled jeans and stuff I find in like thrift stores and stuff like that. I also do a lot of paint and spray paint art. I'm working with local artist named Albert Rosales. I don't know if any of you know him. Super dope artist. He's like taking me under his wing, showing me what he can. I am a graduate from UNM. I have a bachelor's in art studio, which means I just have a bunch of experience in art studio. And so I can do a bunch of things related to that. Sculptures to, clay to metalwork to a bunch of other stuff. So it's super cool, it's super awesome. I'm super honored to be here with y'all. This is my second talk here, and it's super humbling. I'm super nervous. Yeah, I'm super anxious. I'm always anxious, but that's how it is. So the topic of my talk is lighting your inner fire or finding your inner fire. I am a fire keeper in training for the Red Wolf clan. I haven't officially been given that position yet, but I am training. I've been running rock for about 2 years now. This year I've just been super dedicated with it and been allowed by all the elders there to share more of my time with them, and that's been really cool. I've gotten to learn a lot of the Apache tradition. And not only Apache, it's like Mexica and Apache together. It's like a mix, right? But it's super beautiful. I've gotten to understand what your inner fire means through that, because I've built a relationship with the physical fire. Those ceremonies last multiple hours, and they can be super light or super heavy, depending on the elders and what they're doing with the rocks. But ultimately, it's medicine. You heat up these rocks to blazing degrees, and you put them in, and you heat them, and you hit them with water, and they release years and years of knowledge. That's how we see it, right? They're our grandparents, and we talk to them. We receive their medicine like that, and so that has really helped me formulate and try to build, what I find myself to have now, which is a good foundation for myself. I find that I do love myself a lot, probably a little too much sometimes, and it's part of like trying to figure out who you are, but allowing the medicine to guide you. And so if any of you have not experienced a sweat lodge, a sweat lodge is built out of willow trees, and they're bent in sort of like a dome like structure, and they're covered with cotton sheets all around to make it super dark. They have a door, and in this door it's facing to the west, and you bring the rocks in through there. They heat the rocks, right? And so you bring them in. There's 4 rounds, and depending on the rounds, you have sort of like 28 rocks is the standard. 7 rocks per door, and you call on all of the directions. You call on your ancestors, to guide you through it, and it's very hard to explain because you have to be there. And I really encourage all of you to try it at one point in your life. It's very humbling, and it's very beautiful to just even be there. So that's been a huge reason why I've been able to find my fire and what burns inside of me, right? I was lost, very, very lost. I didn't know what I wanted to do with life. I didn't know what life even meant for me. I was doing a lot of drugs. I was just in a bad place, mentally, emotionally, physically. And my mentor, his name is Jorge Garcia, he introduced me to this way of life, and they call it the red road. You're walking a red road. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know exactly what that means yet. I'm still in the process. Yeah, I'm still in the process of learning. But, hopefully soon I'll be able to tap into that at a deeper level. So one way that I've gotten to learn what my fire is through prayer. And prayer is, I think, at the root of what really builds a solid foundation for who you are. Not only for what you believe in, but also for what people you allow to be in your life. There's a lot of things that I still don't understand, right? Like from the ceremony perspective, and that's because of the language barrier. I don't understand the native languages that they speak yet, and it's a part of it. But nonetheless, prayer, right, is in everybody. You can do it. Prayer doesn't discriminate. Like the water doesn't, like the sun doesn't, like all the elements don't. And so prayer to me has become a daily ritual. I wake up and I pray, give thanks to be alive, for the miracle of life. This is a miracle. Being here is just like crazy, It's like you're woke, but you're like, damn, like what the fuck is this? Sometimes you don't even know how to like take it, but it's cool, And so prayer helps me center myself. It helps me find my roots. Really, from prayer is where I can give out to the ethers, to the universe. I offer my being for the day. I offer my blood, sweat, and tears for this day to accomplish what I want.
I'm sorry.
You're okay. So I give thanks first of all, right, in your prayer, and that's just to honor everything. You honor all living creatures, right? When we go into the sweat lodge, we say to all my relations, right? Metaku yoyasen. And so what that means is that you're just literally honoring all your relations, from the little ants, right, to the birds and to the trees and to everything that's alive around you. And that way you connect, right? You create this connection that's only really yours. Nobody knows how much you're connected to that thing, right? To the world, to the things that you talked about. But only you know. And I think it's very beautiful because then we have this self-accountability, we're then taking accountability for our actions and what we do and what energy we put out into this world. Because if we're just like, oh, goody outside, right, like to the people that we want, but inside we're still facing all these fucked up, conflicts that we can't even get past, then you can't really help anybody. You're still broken inside. And so a big part of it is like learning how to heal yourself, right, and then being able to give out to the world. And so I always ask for guidance, because guidance is, what I need. Those like random blurps and random thoughts that you get throughout your day, those are guidance, from the universe. They're guiding you. They're telling you what you can do or what you shouldn't do, or even just to like take perspective on something different than what you're thinking about. And so that, along with, listening to what you're saying in prayer, because prayer is a conversation. People think about like prayer as like, oh, like I have to pray to this thing, right? Or like I have to say certain things in a certain way, but no, you're just having a conversation, with whatever you believe in, with whatever it is, really. Faith is faith. If you have faith, I feel like nobody can really harm you, that's what you got. And so I think it's super important that we allow for our prayer to drive us and drive what we want to accomplish in the world, through our energy and through a lot of other things. I make music, so music is a big part of what I, create to the world. It's beautiful just to like listen to things that you make because you're making them, and like music already has like a trance effect on you. And so finding the voice in your head is like a trance. You're getting like in a trance state when you're talking to this being that you believe in, whatever it may be. I was like atheist, right, for the longest period of time. I was like, I don't believe in anything, right? Like, why are you blessing me? Don't bless me, right? When I would sneeze, I was like, don't bless me. Like, what are you doing? But that's ridiculous. Like, somebody's blessing you. Like, that's beautiful. And I had to go through like jail, right? Of course, it humbles you. I had to go through a bunch of other things that tested and like demanded me to be a certain way that I wasn't and that I couldn't fathom. And so through that, you know, prayer was always guiding, like, no, do this or do this, do this. So prayer, you know, prayer. Whatever it is, just think about it. You know, it's a conversation. Have a conversation with whoever you believe in, whatever you believe in. I'm not telling you to believe in anything, right? Just find whatever you believe in. What's that like? Even if it's your own voice, you know, sometimes it's that voice, because like, what other voice in our heads do we have besides ours, right? So like, we are our own God, right? And in that sense, like, listen to yourself, have a conversation with yourself. You'll learn a lot about yourself. Ask yourself, what, you know, why are these things, why am I behaving this way towards certain people, or why am I not, you know? You'll start to talk to yourself and find a lot more about yourself through prayer, because prayer has become jaded in a lot of different ways in our society, you know. That hasn't been shown as a positive thing, at least for me. It hasn't up until now, you know, up until I've been introduced to ceremony. So connecting to your prayer, right, allows you to download all these messages that ultimately make you passionate about something. You find your passion. You find what drives you every single day, whether it be making art or making music or helping people or connecting with other people, you know? It's that drive, it's that want to succeed, I think, that prayer has given me, you know? That fire is like that burning sensation of wanting to always like reach for something better, you know? Always wanting to better yourself, basically. Reach out to people, you know, connect with people if you want. Like, that's what we're here for, right? We're here to help one another. And it's cool because the more you like think about the people that you want to attract in your life, the more they'll start to come. Like, it's just super dope. It's like you can do anything, literally. Like, you literally can do anything you want in this world. And that's beautiful as fuck. Because nobody ever told me that, you know? I mean, my parents were always like, no, you can do whatever you want in this life. But I never understood it because I didn't have, you know, like a deep rooted like feeling for myself, which was brought on through prayer. And so prayer, right? Prayer, like, it allows you to even love yourself more, because you give thanks for what you have, you know? In the sweat lodge, you go in there and you just give yourself up to everything. You can't, your ego isn't there. That shit don't exist. You feel me? If it does, it'll burn you. It'll literally burn you. You'll burn. And all this other stuff, like, it doesn't matter. You know, you're just there with the fire and like your energy. It's like you become the spirit in there, you know? The message for the Temazcali, right, is returning to the womb, returning to your mother's womb. So returning to that unknown dark place, right? That place that's unknown, but it's dark, but you still know it. Like, it's your home, you know? You can always go there. It's something that is inside all of us. And I feel like that's why people can connect to the fire, because the Temazcal allows you to get rid of all that, strip yourself from all the ego and everything that's on the surface, and just be bare and just be and just connect with the inside of yourself. And so that's like the inner fire that I find, you know? That's what has been driving me up to today, you know, up to today. I woke up super early today and I'm super tired, but you know, you have to be here. You have to like show up, and you have to stick with your word, because your word's all you got, you know? And so learn, please learn, allow yourselves to learn and expand your mind with whatever it may be, you know? Reach out to people, be great with people, build your relationships. Understand that, you know, the people that are like supporting us, they're important because they reflect who you are. And so if you treat them bad, then you're just treating yourself bad, you know? So don't treat people bad. Just treat yourself good, right?
But if they go in a circle and ask you
Okay.
like you would do in the Kiva, right?
Yes.
And what their inner fire is.
Okay. Do I need to turn it?
No.
Okay. Okay. We'll start this way.
My name's Alex. And I guess broadly speaking, my inner fire is to heal the earth. And the preferred means of doing that is through medicine ceremonies.
That's good.
Thanks.
My name is Kevin. Mostly made of fire. I run on jet fuel, and feel like I use my fire to ignite my passions, my potential, the things that drive me, the things that make me want to be a better person every day, my art, my skills, and to be able to spread light, to each and every person around me, whether it be family, relationships, friends, strangers, just there to touch and heal and light someone else's candle, whatever it may be. And my passions are media. I want to send messages, through the ethos, using my skills as a cinematographer. And I feel like it's a big way to send a big message, through art. And having my camera and being skillful with that is really taking me far, and I want to continue to ignite that passion, do the best that I can do with it. I've worked in an industry that has been, throwing millions and millions of dollars away, while we could be feeding starving lives.
Yeah.
But instead, we're feeding people bullshit on the big screen, you know what I mean? So now I'm here to take it to the next level and show people what's actually real, show candid, real photos, real images, real cinematography about of the brutal, raw life that we live day to day. And, just letting that fire fuel my passions. So, thank you for listening.
I'm Brooklyn. Something that came to me instantly whenever you said about fire was not anything grand or big, but I think just seeing people that's a huge thing. Not a lot of people feel seen, so I feel like when in spaces like this, especially I like to take time to acknowledge seeing other people. Yeah, I feel like that's why it came through.
Yeah, for sure.
And also I just like the arts. I love painting and poetry and the healing arts. I've drawn to therapy. Just started massage therapy this past year. So I'm flowing into that more. So there's a lot of things that come through whenever I think about fire, but I think it's just everything. If you tap into it, everything becomes something fiery. So yeah, I guess that's it.
Thank you.
My name is Tiffany, and what came to me immediately was confusion, fire. I don't know. And love is really and I kind of spread that through communication, patience, understanding, just seeing people, just being there listening, just love, be whoever you are, loving.
Oh, thank you.
That's my fire.
I'm Cassia. I've been trying to find my inner fire the last 2 or 3 years. It's been a long, long marriage that really kind of shut me down. And once I realized I needed to get out of that and change things, it was almost too late. I was really sick. And so I started returning to dance and music and trying to step out of my comfort zone. I'm actually really freaking embarrassed when I dance, and I want to get over that. So I purposely go perform and just shake
Mm-hmm.
and wiggle and move and
Hell yeah.
I'm actually really, really shy. You probably wouldn't notice that my teeth are like chattering. So, it's been a process, but I'm getting to the point now where I feel more confident and comfortable and not so shut down. I'm actually able to tell my story. So, I guess that would be my inner fire, is dance and performing and helping other people find it through movement and flow.
Hi, I'm Kathy, and I'm a water sign. So we mix, but we burn together.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it is. It's like, but you know that when you steam, it's like
Yeah.
there's the cleansing of it. It brings out everything that's toxic out of your body, out of your head, out of your mind, out of everything. I guess my passion is to learn everybody's story. It's crazy. I love listening to
That's beautiful.
everybody. And to also give parts of your life new meaning to other people.
Mm,
So that's my passion.
thank you.
So, and it's I hope I can bring it better out to other people, because I have so much in here.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
so much in here. So, yes, and
Yes.
when you're in a sweat, it's just between you, and no matter how many people are in there, it's just between you and the fire.
Mm-hmm.
And what it will mess you up bad. You bring your ego, your
Yeah.
poor me place, all that stuff, it will spank you.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you come into that space of fire, you have to have your truth there. There. Because that's the only thing that's going to bring you up.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Thank you.
My name's Sam, and I feel like my inner fire is probably kind of what ignites me to keep going despite all the hardship. Also have a really big drive to help people through holistic healing. I'm a practicing herbalist, and I'm really all about like the mind-body connection through like what we eat and what we ingest in general. I feel like a lot of people have lost that connection, and they think it's either one or the other, or just forget entirely about the healing that can come from the earth. So I feel like I'm kind of here to remind people. Yeah.
Awesome.
My name is Rome. I feel like my connection to fire is very solar. I have a lot of solar energy. I feel like that kind of pushes me to go beneath the surface of this reality to like obtain different kinds of knowledge.
Hmm.
And you know, because like one flame is like a portal to all flame. So I feel like it's, for me, that's really important to like find unity also.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Rob.
Thanks.
My name is Captain, and for me, I was trying to narrow it down, and I think like my inner fire is like just trying to find like a sense of liberation. Like I like to break out of cycles, break out of boundaries, break out of the norm, and it's been like making a life under my standards and how I wish to live it, and it's allowed me to follow a variety of passions. I love to help like people awaken that within themselves, and find that clarity for themselves. And basically, I love the act of healing a lot, like breaking through traumas and like past pains, and that's like a sense of liberation for me, is like when I make an emotional breakthrough. And then also just like taking what I learned in that process and trying to help somebody else who's trying to overcome that as well. So for me, it's kind of like this fire to like, that wants to like ignite other people's fire. But yeah, I think that's where I'm at in life.
Thanks.
And I'm Tammy, and my inner fire is all of you guys. I'm just kidding. My inner fire is actually really what's really catapulting me right now is creating the new world, the new paradigm. So people say I'm mean or strict or bossy. Just call me Poppy. That's all I am. But I really don't want no trolls left behind. So that's like, no troll left behind. And that's really my vision, is to help empower everybody to be in their sovereignty, to know thyself, and we're just at the nitty gritty right now, guys. There's no more ifs, ands, or buts and half-assing. So I'll call you on your shit. I'm your big mirror, and I will call you on it. So if you're toe-to-toe with me, I'm gonna call you on your shit. So I walk your walk and live your talk, and no more half-assing. So that's what gets me going, because it's like, are you on the ship or not? Are you on the ship or not? So, you know, everybody's like, you're like Hitler. I'm just kidding, but I'm not. And but I'm not trying to create a cult or anything like that, like my son likes to say. But you know, I'm just here to be an example of who you can be, and to remind you that it's up to us to create this beautiful new world. And how is it going to be? That's my inner fire. This is like the new world. This is like what I've been creating for years. I mean, I went all the way from a gang to this. You know, my ex-boyfriend was shot point blank in the head.
Crazy.
You know, so I've been down that road, and I said, am I going to be a representation for the future children in that way, or do I want to create something magical like this and show them how beautiful they can create their world? So I've done it. I've done it all. I've been on the shit end and went all the way to this end. So we overcome. We're amazing.
Beautiful.
Blessings, Mama. Thank you.
I was gonna say that.
Like fire, yeah.
Wait for a shot. Yeah.
I'm Anthony, and welcome to Collective Frequency. My inner fire is probably like communism, because we take this shit too seriously. This human experience or experiment, you know, and everybody's fucking up, but that's alright. It's humanity. We're allowed to make mistakes, and we're allowed to learn from them too. So I guess just checking out life. Life is the inner fire. It's like what's gonna be presented to us on this new day, or the next time we revolve around the sun. You know, because everybody says the sun comes up, which it doesn't come up. We just go around. We're going around it. Or are we? Is the earth round? Or is it flat? What is it? Are we in a simulation? You know, so there's all kinds of thoughts that come to my mind, and my wife is always trying to get into my mind, like, what are you thinking? Because sometimes I'll sit there and it's like, what if we, no, maybe, oh no, yeah, it's cool. I guess we can enjoy it this way, the way it happens. So it's just allowing creation, let it happen the way it's gonna happen. It's like observing it and taking only what we need from it and leaving the rest to whoever's coming along. And it's like talking to other humans, other people, and even animals too, and plants, and all of creation. Talking to everything that is part of you, because that's who we are. We are part of everything. You know, we're part of matter. In other words, that's who we are. That's what we're made of, and it's enjoyable. So it's like sending that reminder out that, hey, we gotta work on this part. So I'll tell you something like, hey man, I think we need to start working on the body movement. That way I can get the message back to myself. So I can start doing it too, because I constantly need to be reminded, oh, you can't eat that. Or maybe I can, don't look at me, I'll look away, you know? And stuff like that, so basically, and observing how the creation is creating itself. And you do have the power to create whatever you want. You just gotta believe in yourself and stop lying to yourself. Believe who you are and what you can create. You're very powerful. This is what Tammy and I are always constantly doing, is giving people the power back, because it's been taken away from you. And I just want to say, here you go, this is yours. You fucking drop this. Pick it up and run with it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's all good. That's all I have to say, I think.
I'm Carlo. I think my pilot light is out. There's no flame anymore.
Oh, you're going to the next sweat lodge.
I did one on the solstice. I had to skip one of the rounds. It was too intense.
Oh no.
Oh, if they talk
You won't
too long, it's too much. It's
Yeah,
like-
Nah.
Yeah, I have to drop out. It was too much. The inner fire, I don't know. Jeez. I'm still searching. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here.
Your hiking is your inner fire.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's just, I can't sit in my house all day.
You hike a lot?
I go out, try to go out
Yeah,
every
you kinda
evening.
saw
That's
it.
good, that's good.
I don't go far, I just find a hill, find a rock and sit there. And run if I can.
That's an
If
outlet.
my knee allows me.
Yeah. Or he takes a drive to another place and goes hiking.
I drove to my mom's. As soon as I walk in the door, she's like, "Oh, hi, son." I'm worried. I don't have anything good. I'm just still searching for a lot of shit about myself and what's going on with me right now, and why I'm not sleeping anymore. That's hard. I'm tired right now. I've been up since 4. I went to bed. Fell asleep maybe around 2. Last I remember the clock, it was 2:50.
1 hour?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So I just get up and.
You taking herbal remedies or anything?
No, I don't really want to. I don't mess with anything much anymore as far as meds. Medication. See, the thing is, it doesn't really help.
No, I'm not saying like marijuana, but I mean
No, like-
valerian root,
Valerian,
kava.
Oh, Valerian, I have tea, but it doesn't. Nothing helps. Really.
He's
I have these
really
expired
galactic.
anti-anxiety pills that I just put a little crumb in that. Fucks me up. So the next day I'm like, oh, I'm still drooling. I can't do that. I can't take them anymore. They've been expired for like 7 years. I'm taking them anyway, but it does help.
Yeah, you probably should take these.
When I have panic attacks and things, it's like, that little bit will just let me out, just knock me out. But I'd rather just stay awake until the drugs.
Yeah.
It's not a problem, like as far as addiction, because I've been sober for 29 years.
It's something that
20, yeah.
puts you out for a little bit. Everybody needs rest, man. You know,
Yeah,
just-
the heart needs
everybody
rest.
I don't know, I just don't,
Yeah.
I'm sleepy, but I just can't sleep.
There's help out there.
I'm outside walking out in the street, back in. Nope, go back out. Something's bugging me. I think, trying to keep me awake. It's not bad. I don't feel anything bad. I don't feel no bad energy around me. I don't feel like I'm being assaulted or anything. Just, I don't know what it is.
Might be the times too.
I can't sleep.
You're like, I just want to sleep.
I was like that for a long time, brother. Long time. I could sleep 3-4 hours a night, tossing and turning.
That's my
whatever.
passion, man. Find sleep.
Yeah.
Not bad, but
Yeah.
Or rest,
Yeah.
Instead of sleep, just pray for rest.
I can rest.
Yeah.
I lay there.
I see you lounged out every time we're in the field though, man. In the drum circles, you look chill.
Yeah, when I'm around, like, I don't know, just vibe, just people.
It's good, but that's good.
Vibes.
More.
Yeah.
But once I get out of here and get out there, it's like, oh, driving home, like, oh.
Too many
It's
others.
not like I drink coffee like I used to, so it's not that.
Sound baths
Who's got it?
always put around. I know that.
50-some years old.
Sound baths are always put around.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's the place to start.
I was gonna say, it's like, when you're here, you pretty much check out for a little while we're here.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's a different space here, it's a different world in here.
Yeah.
It is,
For sure.
Everyone here feels here to help, so.
Oh, yeah.
If you ever need that.
I'm Cheyenne. My inner fire is probably a lot like Tammy's. I'm just trying to find that like highest vibration. I always have tools, lyric, like spiral out and like constantly in the back of my head, just and I guess some of it is like being a bridge. I enjoy that. I do a lot of energy work and body work, and I work in a chiropractic office, which most people would like hate, but I really love that it brings some people in that would never bring themselves to get a massage, and then I get to be the like weird massage therapist that like they ask all those questions that they would never talk to other people about. So we actually did for a friend's birthday party. She wanted to do make up your own supervillain, and I called myself the Igniter.
That's
I like
awesome.
to start fires. I don't necessarily like to keep them going. I like really want to put it into other people and like remind them how powerful they are and how much they can do. So I guess that's
Very cool.
It's beautiful.
It's your inner side.
I think I know. I know my inner fire is to help people. I know that that's my aim, right? But I know I have a lot of healing to do still. There's a lot of trauma that I still haven't healed. And so it doesn't allow me to fully help some people, you know? Some people I just can't help. Yeah, I think it's that drive to want to help somebody, like Tammy, so Tammy is a perfect example. So I didn't know her at all, and she just came and she was like, "Do you want to give this talk?" And I was like, "All right, word." Like, and it's that, you know, like that push to somebody. And so being a youth mentor, you know, I have a lot of opportunities to do that with youth, you know, so they connect with me on levels like drug abuse and a bunch of other stuff like that, you know, because they see me as one of them, and so in that way I can help them. But there's a lot of things that I haven't experienced yet, and or like will never experience, that youth do experience, that I can't help with, you know, and so I have to fix like the trauma that I have inside of me, with not wanting to face certain things, you know, and not wanting to face myself sometimes, you know, because we're always gonna have that fight within ourselves, you know. It's always a struggle. Your mind's always gonna try to mess you up sometimes, but you know, it's our work to try to manage that. So yeah, thank you for all sharing your inner fires. I hope they continue to burn as bright as they can, and I hope they take you to levels that you've never seen before.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So tell us what your experience would be like if, because not everybody's been in a sweat lodge, what would it be like in a sweat lodge? Tell us what the experience is like.
Okay. So fresh off the bat, you're going for the ladies. They usually wear long skirts, with a t-shirt, no bra, all that stuff, no earrings and all that stuff. It like weighs down on your energy. It gets super hot and stuff in there. So that's what ladies wear. Men just take usually shorts and no shirt, and that's about it. Same thing, no earrings or anything. You crawl into the mashkali, the dome, on your legs and on your knees and your arms. And so you sort of walk inside. It's not muddy at first. It's just very dry and cold. So you're like shivering a little bit. You're like entering. You're like, and so you go in there, and you sit down in a circle. The fire's in the middle. The little pit. It's not a fire. The pit is in the middle, to where the rocks are being put in, and then you sit around. The person at the door is the person who is going to lead the fire, basically, the one that pours water, all that stuff. And so when you get in there, you sit down. You can either sit down. They encourage you to sit down crisscross, but if you can't, you can like just what you can, but try not to lay down. That's what they don't want you to do, because you just don't do it. And so you're in there, and they give you a couple of minutes to like settle in, and they ask the firekeeper, who is on the outside of the pits, who controls the rocks. So the pit is built up of wood and rocks, like a bunch of rocks. And 7 rocks are being brought in at a time. So with every rock that's brought in, you can either put what is it? It's not sage. It's cedar. Yes, cedar. So you put a little bit of cedar on each rock and give your prayer to it. And like that, you sort of build the first round. So in the first round, you have your 7 rocks in, and they're like, all right, we're about to get started. So whoever's gonna drum in the inside, they ask them like, hey brother, can you lead the song? And they're like, yes. So they do. They don't start it yet, but they do. And they ask for mani, so the water, right? Mani wichosen wakan, which means the sacred water of life. And so they bring it in. You tap the rocks, and you bring it back, and you hold it in the middle. And they're like, all right, close it. And so, boom, they like close the pit, and it's completely dark. All you see inside in the middle is like a red hot, like I don't know, like figure thing. Your mind will like make things out of it even. And that's the medicine working. Like you'll start to see things, and you'll start to like feel things from it. It's weird. And so that happens, and then they're like, all right, so the chants start, the songs start, and you start to get like in this weird like because all your stimulus is being just like, you're inhibited, like you can't see anything, it's dark. You can't really smell anything but like good, like everything that's burning. And then you get hit with the water. So when you hear the water, it's like this snake sound, like shh. Sometimes it sounds like a bunch of people screaming, like ah. And so like, yeah, so it goes, and you almost, sometimes you can see it, but sometimes you can't. And so the steam rises to the top, and it hits, and it like disperses over the top, and it slowly falls onto you. And like in that moment, your mind is freaking out. Your mind is gonna try to like stop you from whatever you're doing. They're like, no, I need to get out, like this is too hot, but you just need to breathe. And so as long as you like are good with your breath, you should be fine. And so you get this wave of heat, and you're sitting there, and it's like a sauna. It's literally like a sauna, but you just have to sit there. And there's chants and songs going around. There's drums beating, and like part of it like really drives what you think about sometimes, but eventually you'll find yourself like receiving the medicine instead of thinking. You'll no longer think, you'll just be. And so like you're in there, and out of nowhere your mind starts to like dance, and your mind starts to like swing to the cadence of whatever's happening, and you realize that like the heat is like transferring all this like energy into your mind, and you're just receiving it, right? But it's like that, it's very surreal. You have to experience it. I highly recommend it for everybody to experience it. It's beautiful. And yeah, that's sort of what it is. And then once it's done, they're like, okay, they say to all my relations, and so everybody's like, and they open the door, and you see all the steam is all, and it leaves. It's like super hot. You see this like ball, it just, and then everybody's like, oh, right, because everybody's just trying to get the cold breath. But yeah, you chill for a minute and then you do it again, you know. And depending on the rounds, right? Depending on the Sweat Lodge leader, they'll do them 4 rounds of different things to pray for. So the first one is for yourself. The second one is for the youth. The third one is for what you want in the world, and then the elders, and then also the last one is sort of for healing, like asking for your personal healing, for healing for somebody else, you know. All these different things. So all of the different mentors and elders, they run it differently, but you know, it's usually four rounds. The hottest I've been in is like 89 rocks, which is huge. You know, that's hot. That's so hot. Yeah, but it was fresh. It was fresh because you come out and you're like, yes, like, I did that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You feel so good.
You feel so good.
I feel like it's also a form of like surrender.
Yes,
And,
absolutely.
surrendering to the Pachamama. And being in that heat, you know, you're in the womb of the earth.
Facts.
You know.
Facts.
And I've seen some shit, man. Like I saw this guy, he hopped out after the second round, and he was like, I don't know if he had hydrated that day. I don't know if he had taken anything before he went in. It's not recommended that you do.
Yeah.
But he hopped out of the Sweat Lodge and went to the Rio Grande, because it was a sweat lodge right off the Rio Grande in Pilar. And he went to jump in the river, nosedived, and the water was this deep.
Oh, shit.
Dude had to get
Oh.
6 stitches on his head, dude. Like he was like out, you know what I mean? Like spirit was like, you should have stayed in.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's exactly it.
I
Yeah.
surrendered, like on the real, you know. I don't know if y'all done hot yoga and shit, but like you're sweating your ass off. You wanna give up. You wanna get out of the class, but they tell you push through, push through, push through. You're gonna make it, and once you make it, you feel this sense of relief. You feel this weight come off your shoulders.
Precisely.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a true blessing. It's a true blessing. So.
It's when
Yeah.
your endorphins are like peaking
Facts.
at that point.
Yeah.
Because it's someplace you really keep saying, what the heck did I do? Am I doing this? Because this is really
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
don't know why I'm in here. It's really dark. And it doesn't feel good right now.
That's the point where you need to surrender.
And I do. I sit there and
trust, you know.
sing to myself these
Yeah.
things.
And also call to your guides, you know, help me through this.
Yeah,
Heal me
exactly.
through this.
It's that
Release
prayer, bro.
Whatever is coming out of me and take it into the earth.
Yeah.
In
Because
my
the
mind,
earth will always-
I'm telling the elders, can we go now?
Hey.
I make mine really fast.
You're not wrong though. You're not
You
wrong.
have been to a sweat where you've got
No.
rocks and everybody's just sitting there having a good old time. So you're talking and laughing. And that you don't have, and they can have 45,
Yeah.
100 rocks
Oh,
and
yeah.
not have a problem. You would really sit there and have a real life conversation in between you.
Yeah.
And then it's weird because it's like, well, thank you for having mercy on me. Thank you so much for doing that for me.
Yeah.
But then sometimes 7 rocks, that's all it is.
Uh-huh.
And that like is hell. And it looks like hell.
Yeah.
It feels like hell.
Yeah. Well, like my mentors say, you know, nobody asked you to go in there, you know.
No.
So you stay in there. So you stay in there. Yeah. That's why. Yeah. We rarely let people go out. So
What
just
tribe-
give
what
them.
tribe do you go with?
I go with the Red Wolf clan.
Red Wolf clan?
Yeah. That's my clan. That's my tribe. Okay. Yeah. We're Apache, like Mexica based, so it's like almost the same. Yeah. Yeah. Basically. Yeah. So
We did
it's sick.
ours with Patricio,
Yeah.
and that was,
Yeah.
I've never.
Is that good?
well, we done Kivas with Patricio.
Okay.
He's like, oh no, you guys gotta start going to the sweat.
Facts.
Oh, okay, cool. And then I was like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. It's like going to the steam room. I get my towel. And I'm like, don't inhale too much. Okay. And then all of a sudden the rocks go. They start putting more water on the rocks. And I'm like,
I can't breathe.
and then your lungs just.
Yo.
And then that's when, and this is Patricio explained it to us, was like, it's when your body goes into that fight or flight and you remember that you're not your body, that you're beyond your body, and it's your body that is fighting for
Yeah.
life. So it's like, and then understanding that, so looking at it from a spiritual perspective, that was like super awesome. But Patricio at the end decided to put both of the rounds together, and I was like,
Oh, what?
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, I don't know
I'm gonna
about
kill you.
that.
So finally, I said, I'm tapping out. I'm going. And I crawl out and he ends it right there. Why'd you do that? So anyway, but yeah, and then that's what he wants to be part of too, is because it's really
Yeah, for
important,
sure.
especially for PTSD. and
Absolutely,
before
yes.
people go on their medicine journeys.
Mhm.
I think that that's the first step that needs to happen.
Yeah,
before they go on their
no
medicine.
doubt.
Another thing is, before entering, you ask everybody about their health conditions, if they have heart problems, if they have lung conditions, if they
Facts.
have anxiety, claustrophobia. You need to make sure because someone can freak out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And as a
Yeah.
healer,
Yeah, exactly.
what you do, you have to make sure that everybody's safe in their space.
Yeah, yeah. Usually people don't come unless they know that for
they're
sure.
ready.
Unless they're ready.
Difficult.
Yeah, and if they do have a problem, like we'll let you, we'll let you experience it. It's not like because it doesn't, we don't discriminate.
You're
Like
not gonna
no.
get shunned upon.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
not at all.
sorry, you only made it one
I
round.
have been to
You're a pussy.
meetings
It's
where
like.
the guys will give you, you're tapping out already?
Yeah.
Nobody gives grief. You shouldn't have to give grief. I mean, if you're
Oh, I
there, you're
know.
there.
It depends on how close a friend you are.
For sure.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, then,
Yes.
how should we prepare for our Versace? We've never been to one.
Okay. So I would say don't think about it too much because your mind. You overthink it always. So like you're already going in there with a bad mentality. So don't overthink it. And then also like you can't really prepare because it's a lot. It's so much heat at once. Like you're never gonna go get that somewhere. And so what I would suggest is like when you're in there and you feel the heat like super unbearable, just go to the ground. Like Mother Earth's got you. You feel me? You're gonna be so fine. Yeah. Even if your whole face is on the floor, just do it. You're gonna feel so much
Put my
better.
forehead up straight on the ground.
Drinking lots of water before the day.
That too. Yeah.
Drink water. Then.
No.
No.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
hydrate the whole day
Before you go
before.
into,
don't eat.
if there is,
Yeah.
You really want to fast before you go because it's like it cleans your head plus your body.
Mhm.
So you don't want to take a poop when you're in there.
Yeah. Yeah, and don't take.
you're really
You
being
don't
hot
want to.
boxed.
Yeah, you don't really want to. You really don't.
Nobody wants that shit.
abort the mission, abort the mission.
I had like a big old burrito before I got here. You go on the next month's sweat lodge, bro. Like not today. You know.
I was
sister
wanting
on
to ask,
second.
does it matter what rocks you use?
Well, we use volcanic rocks, so like they're like I don't know exactly what they're called, but they're like pumice rock, like like you see the little bulge in them. But you can get them, yeah, you can get them at the volcanoes. That's where we usually go get them. We just go and take a bunch of them. So yeah, no, right.
From South Dakota, we stole them from where they would put them on the freeway.
Oh, word.
Cobblestone.
Yeah.
That's where.
Yeah,
But
see?
those only last, because a rock will only last like 2 or 3 times and then it'll start
Yeah.
falling apart.
Mhm.
It will crack.
Oh yeah, they do.
Fall apart.
They'll crack. Also, river
Captain?
rocks. I'm sorry.
How long is each round like typically?
Typically, you can be in there for at least 30 minutes.
Okay.
At least.
It
Yep.
depends on how many people.
Yeah.
Well,
And who talks, and what they have to say, and what they want to do, and it's just like here. It's just the people talking, and then they're praying, and then you're trying to say, please, it's good, thank you so much, let's go. Please, it's good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Everybody they've ever encountered.
Yeah, and they want everybody to be blessed, even though that's the first thing you ask and say is all my relations.
Yeah.
That should cover it, but.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
I think it varies too with different tribes. I've known people personally. I've done one for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Like straight?
4 hours straight where they keep adding stones, keep adding stones, keep adding stones.
Yeah.
They don't do rounds, they do just straight.
Well, if the.
I'm sure they do
if it's
rounds.
For like healing, for something big healing, they'll do like.
Yeah.
And
'Cause
then
they do
they'll
like-
do medicine on the stomach
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know about.
So that helps.
Yeah.
I don't know about
It
that.
was
I
a
don't know
wedding
about that.
ceremony through the Lakota tribe. My friend and his wife were getting married, and after being pulled out of there, the leader of the Sweat Lodge gave them, and I like gave them their tribal names. You know what I mean? It was very spiritual. It was very cool. But I mean, they had to sit there and endure it, you know what I mean, and sweat out whatever they needed to come out feeling rebirthed, to be able to get that, to be able to get that new name.
Word.
To
Yeah.
earn that new name, you know what I mean? And also, I've had friends that like they'll do whatever rounds and then just sleep inside until the sun comes up the next morning.
Yeah, you have kind of like some that are more important. Some of them, like I said, are more social, whereas you just, get together. Hey, we're at ceremony tonight.
Yeah.
Come over.
Yeah, there's like community sweats, which is one that you guys, if you do decide to come, that's one you'll participate in.
So it's like.
Yeah, but you're gonna give us like a couple of weeks ahead.
Yeah, for sure.
On the date.
Yeah. Well, there's one on the 18th of August. On the 18th of August, yeah. So I told you. Don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't tell you. So pull up.
Put
Yeah.
that on the calendar.
Yeah, I'll send Tammy the address for that.
And is that substitution?
I mean, we usually just give tobacco, to the elder or to whoever's running the fire. Just bring like a tobacco pack or some cigarettes, whatever, but just tobacco. Yeah, as a way of, offering something. But yeah, that's really like sort of what that's about. So yeah, on August 18th, I think it's the new moon. So for the new moon, we try to have one every new moon and full moon, but with this whole time, it's kind of weird. So just let me know exactly when or how many people are gonna come, just so I tell my mentor that way we can expect. Yeah. I'm not too sure what day it is, but yeah. I'll check it. It's a Tuesday? Okay, yeah. And we start at 7, so you can get there at 7. We go in around like 7:30.
Amazing.
Be done by 9.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll probably, we usually go to like 11. Yeah.
Where are these hosted at?
In the South Valley. It's on my mentor's house. Yeah, it's off of like Isleta and Goff. Right across from like the West Side Community Center.
Solid.
Or yeah, the West Side, is it Westgate? Westgate Community Center, yeah. Westgate.
For sure.
Yeah.
So we're gonna close up with a meditation. I don't know if you brought a meditation, so I pulled out my instrument.
Please.
I kinda figured.
Please,
so.
yeah. Yeah, please do it.
So we usually close out our circle with meditation and we are closing. But you can say bye and push that button. Say thank you.
Bye, thank you.